engraved in the... Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Ping Pong Podcast.
Sponsored today by Simply Fit Board.
I think it's $29.99, but then it's marked down to like $22.99 or $17.99. I don't know. If you want one, come over.
You want one? Come over, find out. Somewhere in the $10 to $30 range, let's say.
I think it's under 27, but I think it's over 12.
Okay then, there's your range. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know where to find it. And the range. Oh, mine. Oh, around the pole.
And that's a little extra high today because somebody fixed it, but they fixed it high. So it's an extra challenge, ladies and gentlemen. How was your day?
My day was regular. How was your day?
Killer. We were watching impeachment hearings all day.
We're watching impeachment hearings. In case you see this on some other day, it is Tuesday, January 20th. Is that the right day?
I don't know.
I know it's Tuesday, 21st.
Tuesday, January 21st.
Tuesday, January 21st.
2020.
2020. And so today was the opening of the impeachment trials in the Senate. So we had the TV on.
Score. We've got a house cleaning crew, Molly Mates, that comes over once a week to, clean the toilets, clean the floors, dust, vacuum. So today was Tuesday, so they came over and did that. We got, Jacob was home. Well, he came home over the weekend so that we could
work on economic theory.
Work on pricing for our Dodger tickets for the year. Because we have 6 seats and we can only sit in 2 of them at a time. So we sell off the other ones to friends and family and on StubHub. And so Jacob was helping us with economic theories and pricing. So those will be out in the next few days to a week. Usually it's right around the Super Bowl that we release those. The end of football season, the beginning of baseball season.
Because pitchers and catchers report February 14th. I'm sure their wives love Valentine's Day every year. Because it's always February 14th.
It is?
Pitchers and catchers always report February 14th.
Huh. I guess they get to spend it in Arizona in cold climate. People who are from cold climates would like it. People who are from warm climates would say, hey, you're just going to work on Valentine's Day.
Right.
But usually it's a short day.
But
they go
those
for an hour.
who have families at home that the wives may not necessarily travel with them to spring training have to say goodbye. Right? Because the kids are in school.
I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for professional baseball players.
No, I don't feel sorry for them. I'm just saying if their families stay at home for spring training, then they don't see their spouse for a while. Woo!
So anyway, Jacob was home helping us with...
We were moving furniture.
Oh, we were moving furniture. Because while he was there, I got him to help us with moving furniture.
We needed his arms and legs.
Did you pay him for all this extra work? It's like, no, I'm paying his rent.
Yeah.
Even though he's got a scholarship for school, I still have to pay rent in Orange County, which is semi-expensive. So we also take him to all those sporting events and stuff. He didn't have a money problem or a money issue.
No.
So we moved the couches out of our kids' den, which is downstairs next to our office. And we we had some mattresses from our old bed that were downstairs that Holly slept on when she was at our house, my sister's daughter, Holly.
So yes, Holly's bed has left.
Holly's bed is
now in the garage.
And we're thinking about getting out. Mary wants to give away the furniture to...
The usable furniture, whatever there is.
To, charity or something. I just want the garbage people to come and take it away. But, obviously, if anybody needs some old couches or old mattresses, we have some of those that we're about to get rid of.
So we don't really looking to furnish a house for free. We got a king-size bed, or just the headboard and footboard and nightstands and dresser.
The bed's there too. That's the mattress.
The bed. If you don't want the mattress, you want to get your own mattress. We've got the furniture too. Basically, an entire bedroom's furniture for a king-size bed,
I think we want to get rid of the theater seats. I think are probably going the same way.
Theater seats, I think, are probably going either to, well, maybe they'll go to, if we can find if we end up giving a charitable thing, we'll send them there. Because they're perfectly good, you just have to bolt them to the floor. So as long as you don't mind bolting your chairs to the floor, you can have them.
We can put them on eBay.
We could put them on eBay. Or we could just say, come get them. Free to the first guy who shows up with a pickup.
Yeah, Mark Corgan, who's been doing a lot of our electrical work with Grand Canyon Construction, had a friend who was interested. He said, can you have them for free? I'm like, no, you should give me some money for them. But now we're just willing to get rid of them.
Come take it out of my garage. Bring your truck.
But we're trying to clean
the
out the garbage in our house. Spring cleaning.
Yeah. Well, we also could get rid of those 2 desks in the kids' study room that they no longer use.
Ooh.
We didn't get those out yet. Ooh! Donut battle.
But it was also, I missed the pull at the table, so.
Yes, but with the goal of trying to return it to you so I don't have to chase it, I wasn't trying to necessarily let it go by.
But sometimes I let it go by because I think I'm going to get a point, and then I have to go chase this stupid thing.
Not really worth it, is it?
No,
To know whether you got the point or not.
That whining in the background noise, that's the escalator downstairs.
Oh, the escalator. Maybe
It's
we should bring
whining
some WD-40.
You think we just spray it at the escalator?
Maybe. Couldn't hurt. Well, I guess it could hurt.
People start
Given the
slipping.
number of escalators we've seen down for repair today, I've seen at least 3 non-functioning escalators today at the mall. What's that? Oh. The logo of the company's on the supports underneath the table. I'm like, what the heck is down there? I saw something white. Woo!
Sorry.
Nice. We kept it out. Neither of us had to chase it.
Sometimes I can change hands when the ball's too far this way without having to go across my body. Trying to keep it in play, and I didn't.
And you're playing left-handed.
No, I'm playing right.
Oh, you're playing right-handed?
Yeah. Sorry.
Woo! Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was a reflex.
That's
Just
the dance I have to do to make up for hitting the ball way over there.
way behind camera.
Fly by.
Now if I hit it, you're not there.
I talked to Sabrina last night. She was enjoying her 3-day weekend. She was practicing her chorus music and her choral role in Magic Flute for Denver, and her part for her Magic Flute performances in Berlin, and her soft props, which is she's got to have 10 songs ready to solo by the end of the year in order to make it to the next year at her school. So
It's like an advancing placement. Hey, it came back to me.
So she's got 10 songs she's got to learn. And then she's also got her piano work that she's
Hey.
working on. What?
It rolled back to me.
Right.
Did it hit you?
It hit my foot, ladies and gentlemen. No pants point. No pants for you. You really think it would roll that far from my pants? That's ridiculous.
I can't imagine you would bother to lie about it.
You know how
Since
to
it is
roll
on
pants
video
points.
and I could check
My foot.
if I cared about pants points in the slightest.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I did return it, but
you did return it.
I did not hit the
But it
table,
got also
so-
got. I do have some reticence to go too far to my right.
Well,
Because
you also don't have to worry about it getting hit too hard because there's no place for it to go behind you, whereas behind me, it could go hundreds and hundreds of feet.
I don't want to damage any part of me by running into the wall.
Sorry.
Ooh, you got
go
the
off
corner.
though. It was not my intention, though.
I understand, but it was a good shot.
The table's also a little crooked.
It is a little crooked in my corner.
So everybody gets the fun in the adventure of a table that's not exactly the right size.
Dun 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 dun.
In case nobody understands, or anybody doesn't understand, whenever we hit the ball far away, the other person has to dance to keep the viewer entertained.
Or they have to have a long conversation. So if you don't have anything to say, then you just dance. Otherwise, there's just nothing to see and nothing to do while the other person's chasing. Oh, no, no! I had to stop it really fast from going under the table. Didn't want to chase it under the table.
So what I took from the impeachment hearings today.
Oh, yes.
I was talking about Sabrina.
You said you were talking about Sabrina, but now we switch topics, okay?
Switch topics.
Senate hearings.
She's just having a good day, just feeling good. She said she's been going to the gym every day, but the last couple of days her friends have been taking her to go play Pokemon Go with them. And she doesn't actually play Pokemon Go, she just walks along with them, but it gets her 9,000 or 10,000 steps in, which is a good amount of exercise for her. Usually she'll go to the gym for an hour and do elliptical and watch a movie or something, or lift weights or whatever. So she's working on getting into really good shape because as an opera singer, she'd kind of been a kid, and now it's time to say, okay, well, what do I have to do to be an adult opera singer? She also writes
fan fiction
for anime series, and so I got to look at some of that over the weekend. It's pretty interesting. She's much more accomplished than I was aware. She had one piece that had like 1,800 views and 600 likes. So she's an author, I guess. Sorry. So I was talking to her about how you put the authorship together with opera. It's like if you did like Randy Rainbow does, where you put together political comedy with musical theater songs. If you haven't seen Randy Rainbow, you should look it up. It's entertaining and fun.
Great parody songs.
If you could do the same thing where you brought kind of popular character to opera, even if you were just using songs that already existed, that would be something that nobody else is doing right now. So it's like, as an opera singer, how do you create art that will attract a large, or even a larger audience that is currently being attracted in the opera world of the United States? In Germany, they've got like 1,800 operas being put on a year. Whereas in the United States, it's only about 600. And I think Germany's like a quarter of the size of the United States. So it's like, unless you want to live in Germany, which is fine, in the United States, you got to do something interesting and special in order to grow the audience. You got to steal the audience from the other people.
Because there certainly are a lot of entertainment options. How did I get that? I don't know. Ooh, sorry, that's totally me.
I'll be back in a while, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll fix the net. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm fixing the net.
Well, I tried. It didn't really move.
Yeah, I tried too.
That's so I gave up. Because you were on your way back, and I figured I needed to get back to my space. So I could ping the Pong.
Pong the ping?
And ping Pong the pings.
Or participate in the table tennis
Table
talk?
and tennising.
Nice. So there's angles in ping pong, where you can kind of hit it up or down. You can hit it side to side.
Oops, sorry.
Sorry.
Wait for it to roll.
Out
the other side.
From there, you can hit it in any direction, this way to that way, but you can also hit it this way or this way. And then you can hit over there, basically any space on the side. And so there's not infinite results.
Well, there's also the bonus that my side of the table is not flat. So
Yeah,
you get the extra added angle that my side of the table is
theoretically, you're always going to have some imperfection.
It's always going to, yes. It's never going to be perfectly level until you get to, professional whatevers.
Like at Travis Matthew, they have a steel and glass topped table, which is a store of kind of men's golf clothing at Delama Mall. I'm sure other places too. But their table bounces very differently than this one does, because it's made out of glass instead of out of particle board. So lots of different parts to ping pong, even though it's all basically you hit over there and then you hit it over here.
And all we really need to play at home is the net. We have certainly flat tables we can play on, as long as you don't care about the specific size of the table.
But there's something comforting about the dimensions of the ping pong table.
No, it's a good size, and certainly our kitchen table is not. Oop, donut paddle.
So our kitchen table is probably about 2/3 the size of this one. And our dining room table is probably about the same, tiny bit bigger.
Yeah,
it's like you really want to be able to stretch to the same places.
You could put the leaves in and make them longer, but you can't make them any thicker.
Sorry.
Wider, as the case may be.
I was going through my emails today, and it's like I had 118 emails in my inbox, and 2 of them were things I needed to know. The other 116 were nothing. I was wondering if there's a way to solve that. I mean, called them all spam, but it's like if you get a marketing email from Amazon, it's like you don't want to say Amazon is spam, but what else are you going to do? You don't want to say Expedia is spam because I use it for travel planning. Or, you know.
You have to go into manage your preferences and say, please only send me 1 email a week or 1 email a month or something.
Or never.
Or never. Send me no marketing emails.
Because I'm spending, 35, 45 minutes a day going through junk emails. So I would like to not do that, but I also don't want to tell everybody about my new email and change email accounts either. That was a good one.
That was really good.
Went off the ceiling, ladies and gentlemen.
That was definitely off
For
the ceiling.
your pleasure and enjoyment. I did it for you.
I'm sure you did.
I did my best.
Or did you mean them?
But I guess
the
my
watchers.
best wasn't good enough. Definitely don't know the rest of the words.
Oops, sorry.
Dig it out pretty well.
Dug it out, but I did not get it back on the table, so that was definitely not my intent. I was trying for the table. I missed.
Yeah, we kind of liked playing on that table, but it broke too, and so it's uneven. It doesn't even have a net on it.
Yeah, that one's in worse shape than this one.
Ah, sorry.
Getting the net isn't the problem. We can move the net.
Right, the table being broken is a bigger issue. It's our version of ping pong, ladies and gentlemen. Our points don't matter. The table doesn't matter. Just the talking, the video recording, and the love we get from you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. The views, which we do have a
I think I'm having a bad day.
You're having a bad day because you're missing the
I've had
ping pong-
donut paddle
ping pong
all
paddle?
day today.
What?
Donut paddle like 6 times.
You want to explain a donut paddle to those who haven't heard about it?
Donut paddle is as if your paddle had a donut's hole in the middle and your can't. That's where you. I didn't miss. It was because my paddle actually has a hole in it.
I don't think you actually finished your sentence.
Well, that's what a donut paddle is a paddle that actually has a hole in it, and so your swing was so perfect it went through the center of the paddle. And that's why you didn't hit it. But I've had several wonderful misses today.
When you think it's a pattern?
I don't know. Not that everybody doesn't miss it sometime. Just I've had several that I have looked at and gone, I should have gotten that instead of, well, yeah, that was.
Do you think the greatest how many times in a row do you think the greatest ping pongers in the world could hit it back and forth, trying to volley, not trying to beat each other?
Trying to volley, not trying to score. Oh, I don't know. I think because of their control, I think it would go on for a really long time.
It's got to be in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
I imagine we could do the same thing. I just don't know what the point of it is.
Yes.
It's like at some point you want to take a funny shot or a
if we just
shot.
went boink, 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 boink. Didn't we try to vary the corners or vary our paddles or move our feet at all? It could be really stationary. It would be very easy to keep it on the table. Dun 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 dun. Dun. But it's not on the table. It's over there.
A lot of dancing today, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of dancing, lots of chasing.
So So the impeachment hearings were interesting. The Democrats made a case for why Donald Trump should be impeached as part of motions on whether to allow witnesses and evidence to be admitted. After the Republicans changed their mind about their rules, which were going to have 2 8-hour days or 2 12-hour days starting at 1 p.m. So the switch set to 3 days, 24 hours of testimony over 3 days, or presentations, I guess, for opening statements. And the Democrats were trying to get them to, I think you hit my pants.
Pants! Oh, and I gotta dance too, because it's really going far. Bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da. Bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da. Bum, 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 ba-da, ba-da. Sponsored by whatever this thing's called. Simply Fit something. Simply Fit spinny board. Looks like a really good way to break a bone or something when you fall off. Well, I was very athletic.
Hey. So the Democrats were presenting all their evidence basically as part of this discussion of whether they should have witnesses and evidence. And the president's attorneys were like, you shouldn't be able to do that because you're bad, over and over and over again.
We don't think you followed proper procedure. We don't think these are lawful subpoenas. So we don't have to comply.
You didn't go through the courts to the Supreme Court and take 10 years on every single piece of paper you wanted each separately and each witness you wanted each separately. We blocked them all, and so you should have to go through the courts to do it. So, you know, if there was a fair trial, they would call these witnesses and they would get all the documents that the White House has been blocking from, you know, the Department of State, Department of Defense, Office of Management and Budget.
Do the jurying of the evidence and then come to a verdict.
Right. It's like, if you don't want to remove the president, that's fine, but don't pretend like he's participating or being legal or respecting Congress. You know, if he's not going to give witnesses or evidence to the House, what makes you think he's going to give it to the Senate? And if he isn't, that's one of the articles of impeachment. One is abuse of power for the whole Ukraine thing, and the other one is obstruction of Congress.
So if he doesn't cooperate, it's obstruction of Congress.
Not making the witnesses available. Just by saying, oh, I don't have to, I'm the president. And so if the Senate were smart, they would have the documents and the evidence and the witnesses, and then if they want to let them acquit them. If they say, hey, this isn't impeachable.
Now that was definitely my fault, because he was on the wrong side of the table, and I hit it to the corner, and he was not. So these didn't have to go very far, because it rolled back. Boo. Do those pants have elastic at the waist?
No, there's not tight, very tight with my belt.
Because you told me on another table tennis.
I also might be losing a little weight. I don't know about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to eat better this week, so exercise a little more this week. So I get my pants again.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2-0.
They've both been kind of low and on the inside, but I think they both hit my pants. So anyway, if the president is watching the hearings, he can't be happy with what his attorneys are doing, because they're not really presenting a case. They're just saying, oh, well, we don't have to do that, Article 2. Or you're a bad person, or we sent you a letter, or you should go to the courts. It's like, if he's interfering in elections, you can't have that wait for 4 years while you go through the courts. You have to stop him before the next election. So we shall see what happens on day number 2. My understanding is it's going to be 3 days of making a case by the House and 3 days of defending it by the president's legal team, but I don't know that they have 3 days of defense. And then I guess they're supposed to vote on whether to have witnesses and testimony, but it sounds like the Republicans want to hear from John Bolton, who was National Security Advisor and who was the one who told Fiona Hill to go to John Eisenberg, who's the attorney, I guess, at the NSA, to explain the stuff that was going on and that, to report it, basically. But it's strange that John Eisenberg hasn't been asked to testify.
Oops, sorry. Good recovery.
Thanks.
Ooh!
Good donut.
That was recovery of donut.
And my theory is, yeah, like I said, my theory is let all the evidence come out, let the witnesses testify, and then if you say you don't want to remove them, don't remove them. But don't
decide without hearing the evidence.
Don't say the president doesn't have to turn over witnesses and documents to Congress. It makes Congress kind of moot and takes away all their power in the name of just protecting Donald Trump for a few months before the election. The other interesting thing was that he was speaking at a farmers' convention last week, and he was saying, you like me because I've given you a larger tax cut for when you pass down farms to your kids. He says, so some of you got not like your kids because they're little brats. How many of you don't want to leave your farms to your kids because they're really brats and they're horrible people? And it was just silence. And so the way I took that was, his kids are trying to say, hey, Dad, it's time to get a pardon, not just for you, but for us and for our in-laws. Let's get out of this rather than being in a situation where you're taking a chance of being thrown out and then being prosecuted and then put in jail and then them taking all our stuff. So there was a scene today at the Davos conference in Switzerland where the president and his daughter Ivanka were, and Ivanka was walking through a hallway, and a CNN reporter or something was trying to ask for comments about her dad's impeachment hearing and testimony and witnesses and stuff, and she just walked by like she didn't even hear it. You just kind of got this feeling like not only is she in a no-win situation,
that was stellar.
but she was aware that it was not going well. Because even if he's removed, he's going to be damaged by this, whereas he could have just resigned and said, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm leaving it to Mike Pence to, go on with making America great. And, Mike's going to pardon me and pardon all my kids. And I'm just going to go about being a rich guy who, is an ex-president of the United States, just couldn't do it because of his health. It's like, why fight it? I guess he's sort of always been a fighter, but...
Well, he always thinks he's not going to get caught.
Because he never has. Or he's always gotten away with it. So it looks like he's going to get away with it this time, but there's still elections coming up. Sorry. So there seems to be a lot of energy behind vote blue no matter who. In other words, vote for the Democrat, support your candidate through the Democratic primaries, but then support whoever the eventual nominee is. That's one of the problems that the Democratic Party ran into last election versus Trump, is that there was all this Bernie energy, and then the Bernie people didn't support Hillary Clinton. And so, that would have made enough difference. It's just like 100,000 votes in 3 states. Even with the Russian interference, that shouldn't have overcome it easily, but whatever.
There were plenty of people who were supporters of Bernie who were against Clinton who would have made the difference.
Right, people who voted for Jill Stein. It's like, we'd be a lot better off with Hillary Clinton than we are with Donald Trump. We have a president who obeys the law, and who cares about the people, and who wants to be fair and honest, even if she's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, it's just, at least she tries. Trump just thinks he's...
That was pretty awesome.
Above the law, and I just can't stand that. In fact, we went to a Democratic debate watch party last week, and after watching it with some people who we didn't really spend that much time interacting with, we just kind of watched the debate, I decided to change my party affiliation from Republican to Democrat. So
now you can vote in the primaries.
Yeah, which isn't really the reason I did it. It was just I couldn't stand to be part of the morass that is the Republican Party at this point. It's just, there's no excuse.
You didn't want your name associated with the roles of those people.
What I had hoped was I could fix it from the inside. I could be a Republican who was thinking about, not separating families at the borders and not, going trillions of dollars into debt and not taking away people's rights to vote. But that doesn't seem to be what the Republican Party wants anymore. So I had to switch. So I'm going to have to change it from the Democratic side as opposed to from inside of the Republican Party. Not that I went to anything for the Republican Party, it just is what it is. I used to be a libertarian, but I've always kind of voted Democrat for president. And mostly, I might have voted for Reagan.
I think I voted for Reagan the very first year because I was brand new to voting.
He seemed like a good guy. Well, your parents were also really conservative.
My parents were very conservative.
So do you want to tell a story about how conservative they were?
No.
You don't want to tell any stories about the John Birch Society?
No.
Whether they may or may not have had the library at their house?
They certainly had the library at their house.
Be nice to everybody is kind of our mantra. So if you find anybody who's not being nice to somebody, it means they're doing something. Also, if they say just, it means they're doing something wrong.
I saw a saying that I would like to popularize.
Yeah, what's that?
Throw kindness like confetti.
Well, I got to go the other way. Didn't get it on your side of the board.
You didn't have to bend over much.
All right, I think we're at the final volley, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, really? Okay. I get excited.
Remember to like, share, and comment and view. We appreciate it.
Final
Let us know
volley.
if you've got any good ideas. If you'd like to be on the Ping Pong podcast, we'd be happy to
Especially
have you as a
since we
guest.
now record and post on different days than we record on. If you would like to be on the podcast, you need to pants!
Hope you've had a marvelous time tonight. 2-1 on the
2-1.
Pants Points. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, there's the ball.